This is HIVERNAT who comes back to get it. Nankin will take this. He should be able to control it. Oh, he can't get control of it. And that's the challenge he faces as he feels the pressure coming from behind. He wants to get his right arm around that ball. And in doing so, just the angle in which he engages it, he ends up knocking it forward, and Japan take it. So these are the subtleties that come. So Ikezaki again needing adjustment. So it shows that obviously there is a legitimate issue with the wheelchair, and there always has been. But you can just sense in these small moments as well, when there isn't a whole lot in it and you're locked in, if you haven't got any more timeouts, that technical timeout for equipment, you could be creative with it. And there is a forced timeout to be taken by Ike as he looks to the official, protects the ball. And this is just one of those 30-second ones for the re-inbound of it. So 4 goals up now, and they could go up by 5. France need to be careful here now. Counting down. They need to be quick getting this ball in. They only have 10 seconds in which to do so. They might give it right back, and they do. It's 10 seconds, just as quick as that. And you see the counting out from the referee. And that is a careless mistake from Japan. And this is a game of mistakes. Sport. Chalmin needs a little bit of room. He's not going to be given a whole lot. He'll advance it in, and SALEGUI now has it. He's looking, he's winding, he's locked up right now. He's going to have to offload it. Well taken there as the feed across to HIVERNAT. He extends his hands and gets to that one. So he's got 15. Most importantly, France have just cut it back to 3. Now this is the battle right in the teeth of possession, both sides. You see Ikezaki is pulled up. SALEGUI, he's not letting go. And where the possession arrow? And it's going to be for France. So this, an important exchange. They could get it in quickly. The referee, Brian Ward, is wanting just to see that lock that they had, Japan, on SALEGUI broken up. He comes across for the inbound, and they have this full 40 seconds now counting in which to explore it. Over the top into SALEGUI, he'll score. And he's just finding himself a little bit ill-balanced there. And he's got a good smile about it, but he hasn't got a lot of a back on his chair, has he? So it's quite low. Every player a little bit different, what they prefer, but you don't see a lot. He's just kind of got the seat. And that obviously allows him to bend back as far as he does, have the flexibility in his torso to get away. And Ike with too much speed and grace as he goes around the French defense, then offloads it to his teammate for his 17th. Now it's his 18th point. Nankin is an option, but it's going to go to HIVERNAT. But already before that play has been called, well, the referee right on it. So Ikezaki, the last goal, that's the action, and it's a defensive foul. It goes against Ike. So he goes to the penalty box area, and now Chalmin to reintroduce it. So they have the advantage 4 against 3 France. They could take this to 2, and you would pretty much bet on it as a guarantee. They have now 2 players for France set and ready for the reintroduction to the match of Ike. He's not going to allow that to be easy, make him work for it. So just letting the seconds tick down and across this line. Both wheels, that's all they need to get across, and they've done that. There you see the crowd and how it builds throughout the course of the day. It's a good shot. 14,500 can be in this facility, and we're well over 10,000 in here now. And that will peak for the final match still yet to come in the second day of wheelchair rugby. So IKEZAKI will score again. And here we go again, as it's the 3-point differential, 3 goals. The credit to Japan. We have seen already in day 2 matches going to extra time. We've seen victories by 2 points, 2 goals. This expected to go right down to the wire. It's a short tournament, and you really got to rock and roll and get out of the gates to make it happen. They'll score. SALEGUI puts it across the line. He protects it, and IKE is a little bit late for that one. He slams it down, makes sure that the referee, he's got to control it too when he puts it down. I want to see, there's the emotion, the build-up. Can't allow it to bounce up, otherwise you'd get a technical penalty assessed against you. So Japan with IMAI. He comes and scores. This match is just slowed down a little bit as both of these sides just look to find the measure of each other and just feel which trend and the way it's going to go. Riadh Sallem now back in. So he will take this ball across the line. And it has just kind of slowed down. There isn't a reason from this range to try to get into a track meet, as you might say. Sometimes just trying to be faster than the other. But again, the emotion gets in the players too, so they've just got to keep check of the decision making and equally the execution that they need to employ here. A release pass, and now we're seeing out there, it's for the first time SHIMAKAWA. So he on this side, that's his first score of the day. So he begins the sport before the turn of the century back in 1999, and his goal is to win a medal. He didn't get involved, this Japanese side, at the Paralympic Games level until 2004, and he was a part of that setup. They finished 7th in that tournament. But his impairment as a result of a traffic accident back in 1996. And IKEZAKI across the line one more time for another score. Look at Riadh Sallem go. He's gonna just, he's like a dart. He really is as powerful a player as there is. And I sometimes wonder whether or not if he were to go up against Riley Bat in just a straight-on collision, I just wonder just how that would work out. They're both the same mass. I think probably Sallem is a little bit heavier, but they just get trucking down the floor when they are at full tilt. So many of these players do, but Sallem just seems to play with reckless abandon. He loves speed. Like the famous Top Gun movie, I feel the need for speed, and that's him. He loves it. Out and into the field of play again. It's slow at this stage because everybody's already back. It's not a race for the open floor. But if he sees a little bit of daylight, he'll barge right through you as quick as look at you. He's found a way around the end, though. He's nifty this time. He doesn't have to play the power game. He's skillful, too. He's going to try to track IKEZAKI, still coming. IKEZAKI wins that race. He's just a few wheel lengths away already, and you see that smile. They love the speed. They get a real thrill from it. You can see it as he is in full flow. Both of them was as dazzling a haircut as the other. SALLEM has to put his dreadlocks in the back of his jersey there so you can see his number. Look at him, right down the middle, right down Broadway. He's a horse. It's just, get him that ball, he wants it. So a basketball player prior, now a rugby player, Shimakawa. So he had an American stint in this sport between 2005 and 10. A member of the Phoenix Heat and the Texas Stampede in the United States. So each player obviously with different journeys, but if you've been in the sport as long as Shimakawa has, if they can travel and see the world and equally enjoy the sport in other regions and learn and have those experiences, well, why not? As they battle, that was a part before even Japan had a team. Didn't come into the Paralympic Games until 2004. And here is SALLEM. Again, keeps coming. And he now has knocked it down to a 2-point differential as he's come and just up the ante for France. He's got 7, and he knows that this tournament is resting on these next 10 minutes. Maybe more if we go to an extra time period. IKEZAKI feels it when he's out on the floor. They just really ramp each other's level up. From behind, can he pick his pocket? He's gonna just get there before he can. And you just see, they just are great showmen. Know how to present this sport, know how to enjoy it. It's just high octane stuff when they're out on the field of play. Oh, and SALLEM cannot hold that one. It gets away from him as he tries to take it in his clutches, but he's bumped. And that incidental contact prior to it just disrupts that reception of that inbound. So there will be a change, substitution. And you see the discussion that goes on amongst these athletes as they really have used their personnel well in this one, France, making sure that they're constantly providing this new energy out onto the floor. And there another score, 4 goals ahead now, Japan. SALEGUI just resets another 10 seconds of his possession. He's just been very measured and he's been crafty coming down. He's just taken what's been given to him. Hasn't had to be overly particularly creative. Just get into that space that's been made available, and the contact on the arm, he scores. So back within 3. And you see the exchanges that he's had with the Japanese athletes sometimes. He's got a good sense of humor equally and is good-hearted. And that really is the signature of all of these athletes. They love to play, love to do what they're doing. Otherwise they wouldn't commit to the rigors and the sacrifices that they have to undergo in order to compete on this stage. But these moments here in front of the big crowds that they have at the Paralympic Games